1, 2, 3, 4. From the city lights to the country blue, Woody and Lou got the sports for you. From Boston streets to Kentucky's fields, get ready, folks, for the thrill it yields. Woody, Lou, sports and you, talking games, we love it's true. Every play days, from Fenway Park to Derby Run, sports talk magic just begun. Woody, Lou, sports and you, sideline stories coming through. Every cheer, heartbeat soar. Tune in now, we'll give you more. Celtic screams to Wildcats roar, touchdowns, goals, and so much more. Grab a seat and join the ride. Woody and Lou right by your side.
The views expressed by the hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Department of Defense, the U.S. government, or any of its agencies. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. No attorney-client relationship is formed by providing this information, and nothing herein should be relied upon as legal counsel. For legal advice specific to your situation, please consult a qualified attorney. Oh no. This is not a good start. I lost. We might have to start this over. I don't know where the Lewis men are. What just happened? And I wasted a good pop on that. Well, welcome everyone to episode 38, the Mad Hatter returns for UFC Freedom 250 and the FIFA World Cup. It's just me. It's Woody solo. I'm going to figure out what's going on as we go to a technical difficulty screen. This is probably the earliest we've gone to that. Okay, we are back live for episode 38 with the Lewis men, father and son. Welcome back to the Mad Hatter himself, Mr. Chris Lewis. It is great to see you, gentlemen. Apologies to our two viewers tonight as Woody Lou Sports and You goes head-to-head with NBA Finals Game 5 in the FIFA World Cup. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing good. I think the Spurs tried to throw us off our game since they're still licking their wounds from Madison Square Garden the other night. So they tried to throw us off the air, but we are here and we are happy to be here.
That's gonna be I'm watching it's like a delay replay. It's gonna be a hysterical reel when it's just me.
It's good. It's good. And I'm glad you said that because we've been talking about it for the last 37 episodes. All we need is to have once we get shorts and reels, we'll be to the moon. And I finally had enough time on the toilet to get on AI and discover a way for AI to make reels for us. Paid the $20, swiped the company card, and we now have reels. So we thought now that we had the reel capability, we had to bring the Mad Hatter back for an episode to get as many hot takes and clips possible for the viewers on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for having me back. Still waiting on my proceeds check from the previous time I was on. I get checks in the mail, as they say, but looking forward to another great episode. And, as Wemby being the dirtiest player in the NBA right now, maybe he took a swipe at us at the beginning there. So we're ready to rock and roll now.
Oh, that's a great intro into our first topic. Woody Lou Sports and you going head to head with the NBA Finals Game 5 with the New York Knicks, an opportunity to clinch for the first time since 1973. What you got?
No, it's just a complete who's who, right? It became a circus up there in New York City with everything they have going on with all the Taylor Swifties and her friends are there and Tracy Morgan. But yeah, the Knicks down up to 29 points in the first half against the Spurs the other night. And they came back and got the 1 point win. You know, it was funny because we were sitting there on the couch. And I was telling Kaylee, so, the cool thing about the NBA, like basketball is a game of runs, but like in college, this game would be over. I told her, I bet this is still like a 6 to 8 point game. I obviously assumed it'd be in the Spurs' favor, but way to mishandle the bag and give it up to New York City. And I'm so happy, so happy for Taylor Swift that she was able to watch her Knicks get that victory.
Now, did you see what's going kind of viral right now? Ben Stiller's interview with the NBA Live guys, Charles Barkley, saying that all those celebrities that are courtside, they actually don't pay for those tickets. Apparently, Dolan or Knicks ownership just gives who's who free tickets. What do you think about that?
I think it's crazy. I saw, I heard that there was like pretty much a lottery essentially where they knew who their true fans were, the Spike Lees of the world, and then there was pretty much a system from what allocated you first row versus second row versus third, fourth. But no, I didn't know that Ben Stiller's getting them for free. I just assumed that he paid his $1 million, which is be like us paying $5 and call it a day.
Yeah, he was asked how long he's had season tickets for, and he's like, "Nah, I've never had season tickets. I get these for free." And there's been an uproar.
And rightfully so. The Mrs. Mad Hatter sent me a couple videos of people coming into MSG, and then a reporter asking them how much they gave for tickets, and it was anywhere from $750 up to $60,000 for tickets for an unemployed man. We haven't figured that out yet, but obviously the government is rolling fine if we've got people on unemployment buying $60,000 tickets.
And the good thing was I think it was Tracy Morgan. He got interviewed and they were talking about how he was a real fan and all that. He was like, "I'm a fan." He's like, "The real fans are the people in the top row, the very top row." Which, granted, the people in the top row still probably paid at least $5,000 for those tickets. So maybe the real fans were the ones in the bodegas watching it outside on TV with 20 other dudes. But at least they did share some kudos and some self-awareness that they might be a little privileged as far as where they get to view the game at.
Now, what did you think of our commander-in-chief, President Donald J. Trump, making it to the game and causing the outdoor watch party to be canceled?
Well, here's the thing. I think President Trump's birthday is on Sunday, I believe. My birthday is on Tuesday. And, a lot of people in today's age, you get a birthday for the month, at least a week. So let's just call it's his birthday week, concluding on Sunday. So, you're the president of the free world and you have
He's a New Yorker.
Event. You're a New Yorker. You've contributed to the skyline of the beautiful city of New York. You have you have your main event on Sunday with the fights. Why can't he go and watch the Knicks and ruin the viewing and party pleasures of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people within multiple block radius?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think also him being there, I think contributed to maybe some of the raised ticket prices as well. So, that's just part of the pomp and circumstance. Obviously the security and safety of the president obviously comes first, but I think he had every right to be there as a New Yorker, number one, and the president in a stage like that. I think it would be remiss if he didn't take that opportunity. Now, it would be nice, from what I hear, allegedly, he also took that opportunity to get some R&R and some eyelid maintenance too. So I don't know how.
Hey, whenever you can catch Z's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this begs the question, and we talked about this many episodes ago when yours truly went to his beloved Notre Dame Irish playing in the national championship game at Mercedes-Benz against Ohio State. Now, that ticket price that I paid was never disclosed. That's a well-kept, locked-up secret. What would you gentlemen pay for a ticket to let's say University of Kentucky basketball championship game.
Where's it at? That matters a lot,
Ooh.
if I'm completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so for example, and let me break
Okay.
that down. Let's say Kentucky's playing in the basketball national championship in a city like Atlanta, Indianapolis, New Orleans, Southeast proper, maybe
Yep.
Midwest. I would pay what I would consider a good deal. So if I have $100 in my bank account, I would spend $50 on tickets, for example.
Okay.
Now, spend that, and I think Dad might agree here, if Kentucky football was in the Rose Bowl, all the way in California, if I had $100 in my bank account, I would spend $100 and $1,000, and I'd overdraft to go watch the football team play in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, totally concur. So much to the fact that me and Mrs. Hatter flew from another country to see Kentucky football play in a non-BCS bowl game. So I have definitely expended some capital to see them, and I think he's right. I think it depends on a lot of different factors for the basketball game. I'm looking, if you were just looking at brass tacks for a national championship basketball game, I'm not going over $2,000 a ticket. And it can't be like
That's the price point.
nosebleeds or anything like that either. I'm not just a $2,000 to get in. I've got to at least be able to see numbers.
And you know, this might be sacrilegious for a Kentucky fan, but I would rather spend bukus of money in the very top row to watch them play in the SEC championship in football than have
Okay.
lower bowl seats for national championship in basketball, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay. We're getting some comments in the chat. Miss Amy Lewis, Mrs. Hatter, looking cute, Mad Hatter, with heart eyes.
Obviously.
Nice hats from producer Kaylee. And all caps, max out those credit cards for the Rose Bowl, baby, from Mrs. Hatter.
I would do
How do you feel
anything.
about that, Mr. Hatter, maxing out the credit card?
You know, out of the two, she's probably the more physically conservative. So if she's saying that, I say let it ride.
She's the banker, so that's
Yeah,
an approved.
Yeah, that's like, you know, the GPC has got an increase with you know, we've actually run the credit check on the GPC. We're not just doing the 5,000 and letting it ride.
When you PCS, you know how they'll put your government travel card in that special status where it's like,
Yeah.
you can max it out. There's
Mission
no interest.
critical?
Like, yeah, mission. You'll get it. We'll get the payment when we get the payment. That'd be like what you'd have to figure out if we're going to Pasadena. Which I'm telling you right now, and I'm sorry to segue away, but speaking of Pasadena, I went on a substantial rant last night that our men's soccer team was playing in Inglewood, California, and not at the Rose Bowl, which I think would have been the far superior location.
Well, they wanted to get that, you know, show off SoFi Stadium, that brand new mecca of football. That's in Inglewood, California.
It's in Inglewood, California.
I know.
Okay.
Inglewood. Yeah. So this actually, again, we're going to stay on topic. We do have our ticker topics, our script schedule, so to speak. But I picked up on something. So Mrs. Hatter is she's the banker, the fiscally conservative one of the Lewis household. Now, is that where Braxton gets his fiscal conservativeness from? Did you know, Mr. Hatter, that Braxton pays off his credit card daily?
That definitely comes from the Mrs. Hatter. Yes. She is old school in the fact that she still keeps even though USAA does the run and tally.
The paper receipts?
Not only that, the ledger. She writes the ledger down.
She balances a checkbook.
Balances the checkbook. And she says, "Don't pay attention what's on the computer. Worry about what's in my book." And so
I love that.
When I first got a checking account in high school, you know, that carried a balance of $200. She made me balance my checkbook, and I did that all the way through, I think, like my sophomore year of college. But then, like my sophomore year of college, USAA's app updated to where it would show you pending charges, not just the ones that posted. To which I made the argument to my mom, I feel like this might be unnecessary now. To which she said, "You do what you got to do, but I'm gonna keep doing what I got to do." So I retired.
Retired?
She is not trusting the pending. The pending means nothing to her.
Well, and you know, to defend myself, the whole Amex thing, I was confused because there's language in there about chargeback. I didn't know what I could do, and I think the reason I was being so obnoxious in Poland with paying it every day is because I couldn't get a clear answer from my attorney. So I didn't know what the right answer was. So that's what I had to convert to. So it might be your fault. My counsel could not give me an answer on that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It was an absurd question and just an absurd response to get on the app and make a payment every single day.
You would walk over my shoulder and said, "What are you doing?" I went to the shop. I got a Tornado.
You had to put that $1.99
I got
in there.
to
quick.
zero it out.
It's absurd. Okay, we're getting off the rails a little bit, but I'm going to bring it back here. Now, Braxton, we're going to go to another finals, the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 6 tomorrow night. Carolina, Las Vegas Knights. What do you got?
I wore my Vegas Knights hat all day. I took it off to show off my brand new purchase I got on clearance today. My Charlotte Hornets Citadel Edition hat that I've been getting made fun of for. Anyway, I'm clearly for the Knights. I think Carolina being up 3-2 is upsetting, and Carolina is not the better team. They are playing like the better team, but on paper, Vegas should have handled this a lot more easily. Now, and I'm going to be fully transparent. My disdain for Matt Jones is forcing me into a situation where I'm living and dying by the Knights winning this, because Matt Jones is going on about his Carolina Hurricanes, and he's going on his show talking about, I'm so happy for all of you UK fans who are texting me about the Carolina Hurricanes, which I think makes them fickle because they're just trying to suck up to and kiss the ring of Matt Jones. But be that as it may, he has tickets to Game 7. So I'm in a dilemma now to where I don't know if I would rather have the Hurricanes win tomorrow night, so they do win the Stanley Cup, but he doesn't get to see it, or do I give him the satisfaction of going to Game 7 in Carolina, but then the Knights winning?
Yeah.
But he still got to go to a Game 7, so I don't know where I stand.
No. I think if you really do not like this man, you want him to go to in person at Game 7 and lose.
Okay, so yeah. I mean, I think that's the best case, and obviously, worst case scenario is the Knights win tomorrow, and then Carolina wins Game 7. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah. This man is passing himself off as Lord Stanley himself. You know that like he's Lord Stanley, and I'm going to disagree with you, Dan. I understand your sentiment, but I think he goes to Game 7, they lose, good, but he will spin it as, you know, that's just an experience you can't take away, regardless of the outcome. I was in a Game 7 of my, Carolina Hurricanes, and I've introduced the state of Kentucky to hockey, even though me and Mrs. Hatter, when we had little Braxton and her tummy tum, were watching the Kentucky Thoroughblades, and I was making her walk up 30 flights of stairs.
Wow.
So I get a little heated about
I need to hear about the Thoroughblades. They play in what, Lexington?
They played in Lexington. They were
Such a sick name.
like a minor league. And listen, they had the coolest jerseys, like the Kentucky Thoroughblades. It had this horse that was angry, had snorting coming out. It was
pissed off.
He was mad.
I gotta look up. You keep talking about the Thoroughblades. I gotta find this logo.
Well, they also had in Lexington, they had an arena football team, the Stallions.
Yes.
This is sick.
It's a bad logo.
It is definitely. This is like early mid 90s. It's got the teal and the purple. It's like your Charlotte Hornets hat. You might have gotten the Citadel Thoroughblades edition. That would have been much cooler, Braxton.
So that is the dilemma I'm under as well. Like either way, it's going to be spun and in a way that he's the first hockey fan in the state of Kentucky. So it is frustrating.
And speaking of ticket prices, and this is me being fully jealous, and hopefully we get viral enough on Reels that he sees this. He's able to brag about how a listener of the show who had tickets to Game 7 and wasn't going sold him his lower arena, like right on the ice tickets at face value, and didn't upcharge at all. So he got tickets just gifted to him essentially, which just goes into it all keeps working out for him. It's getting a little taxing. So we'll see what happens, but cheering for the Knights. I got the hat. It'd make a lot of sense for them to win considering my hat, and I'd be happy with that.
I'm gonna try something live on air here. I'm getting a little frisky. I am. What are you guys drinking tonight? I see everyone's got a glass. I have Buffalo Trace, but I'm gonna try and get a little Kentucky Thoroughblades up on the screen so everyone can see it. Let's see if this works.
Live producing on it.
Yeah, live producing.
This would be cool.
See. I think I can do it.
It would be cool if I could add it to our reel of us talking about the Thoroughblades. That's a sick logo.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Look at
Everyone
that.
sees it.
Look at
Isn't that cool?
That is like just unreal.
The purple and green is a color scheme that I don't think we'll ever see again.
No.
At top level.
I gotta take it off now because we're gonna get DMC, whatever it's called, DMCCA'd.
I don't think their attorneys still work, Dan. I think they're off. I think they're off the clock. I don't think people are really worried about that trademark.
That was pretty cool. Live producing. I'm pretty proud of myself right there.
That was sick.
So next I got on our rundown. I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna leave it to you, Braxton. I'm hoping Matt Hatter has something to contribute. But Delivrd, spelled Delivvrd, misspelled.
This is a hard transition. And if you want to talk sports, maybe time now is to tune off. So Delivrd, owned and operated by Tommy McCullough, North Carolina. This is a company, Dan.
Are we giving free ad space?
This is a free ad space, and I don't care. I will advertise him forever for free. So Delivrd by Tommy McCullough is the owner, CEO. It's a business now of about at least 8 people doing what he does. Also has like attorneys and support staff. But essentially what this guy's done, he was an F&I finance guy. He was the wizard in the back of a car dealership, a Subaru, I believe. So he was the finance guy for a Subaru dealership. He gets fed up with the whole car buying process. He creates a business called Delivrd where you pay him $1,000.
Okay.
And say, hey, Tommy, here's $1,000. I want a silver GMC Yukon with leather seats with a sunroof, but I don't want the DVD package. I want this package with this interior, and I want these wheels and these tires.
Okay.
And he says, okay, you give me $1,000. He now calls every dealership who has this exact vehicle that you want, and he gets you the best deal possible. He does all of the negotiating, all of the back and forth with the salesman. He gets a price out the door / sales price that he is satisfied with, at which point he calls you to finalize the deal and sign the paperwork. Now, I need to paint this full picture for you, okay?
Okay.
He has a YouTube channel that I discovered, and I knew immediately that my dad would love it, so I sent it to him, and he is also now addicted. Mm-hmm. He goes live on YouTube Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. He posts his videos of him calling these dealerships live on air.
Okay.
And on YouTube, and shows the negotiating process of him talking to these salesmen across the country.
Okay.
And Dan, I am so infatuated. It's gotten to be a problem. I was at work this week and I got the ding at like 3:00 that he was live. I stopped what I was doing. I turned him on live at my desk, and it got to the point, Dan, where I'm hearing him call these dealerships, looking up stock numbers and stuff, that I had to stop what I was doing, and I started pulling up stock numbers so I could follow on live air in real time of the vehicle he was discussing with the salesperson. And the output of all this, Dan, is this guy is he really good talker, phenomenal talker.
Okay.
He's quick-witted, kind of dry.
Yeah.
Kind of a you know what, but like
Okay.
he's working to get the best deal, and the back and forths he has with salesmen are the most priceless, amazing thing. And Tommy from Delivrd is right now my favorite person on the interwebs. So that's Delivrd, and I think you need to check him out.
Yeah.
I know Matt is all in.
Yeah, just the unbelievably entertaining, YouTube. I'm trying to show videos to my granddaughters, and Tommy's popping up. They're wanting to see T Swift, and it's a problem. But the way he is able to back these salesmen into a corner to get to a point where they are unable to carry on a distinguishable, conversation is just unmatched. He really does get down to the brass tacks and calls them out on their stuff because he does have the experience. But if anything else, if you're in the car buying like mode, I would even recommend him just for education. And he's educated me, and they always say walk away from the deal. This guy really gives it to you and makes you show like the things you think you're getting a good deal in a car lot is just all smoke and mirrors.
Dan,
Yes.
he's posted one video where he was working this deal. He makes a salesman so mad, and he's working like he's calling like 5 dealerships at a time, like working them. And he made a salesman so mad that while he was on the phone with another dealership, the salesman called him and left a voicemail, calling him a little B word, cussing him out, that he's slimy, he's this, he's that.
Wait. The car salesman is calling Tommy that?
Calls Tommy because he got so mad after their conversation, calls him B word, all this stuff. Tommy calls back and is like, hey, got your voicemail. And then the guy was like, hey, that wasn't right. Like, emotions got the better of me. And Tommy said, hey, man, it takes a big guy to apologize. I appreciate that. So check it out. This dealership just got me to $3,200 sales off of the sales price. If you can get me at $3,500, let's go ahead and sign this thing. Made the deal, Dan.
That's fantastic.
The guy who just got done calling him a female dog, he makes the deal because he's just like that.
No, I'm going to check this out. I'm excited because I am soon to be in the car market. My Mazda, it is.
This will change
your approach. It's not getting the job done.
Absolutely.
This will change your approach.
Okay.
Tenfold.
And I would like to ask you a question, Dan.
Yes, Mr. Hatter.
Right now, give me a visual representation of what you think this guy looks like, based off what we've told you.
Describe him.
I think he looks like, you've seen the Mighty Ducks, right? Mighty Ducks 2. He looks like Wolf the Dentist Stenson, the Iceland coach. That's what I'm thinking, like the back, the greasy hair.
Okay. 3-piece suit, greasy hair.
Yeah.
I need you at a proper time to take a look at this individual, if you would like to. And I want you to think, is this who we just described?
Type in,
and I think
Tommy
to me,
Delivrd.
Makula.
Yeah, TOMIMIKULA.
Oh, he spells his name. He doesn't even spell it right. Tomislav. TOMI.
Yeah, Makula.
Oh, whoa. He looks like who's that guy? He looks like Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy.
With glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he in a wheelchair?
No, he's probably sitting down.
He does it from his house. He says, I got to get off here. I got to go make the fiance a grilled cheese or whatever the case. It's unbelievable.
There was an article. Now think about this, Dan. He charges $1,000 a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
I think it was business.com or some like reputable, business media did an interview with him.
Okay.
He's been doing videos of this for like the last 2 years. He started the company maybe 3 years ago. You know how much he's making in sales monthly right now?
1,000 a car, sales, 15 mil?
Said he was netting about $250,000 a month.
So revenue, not just sales.
Yeah.
Okay. I was way more. Because I can't do the math on top of my head, but
yeah, but if you have 250,000, call it 250 cars a month, or no, that's 2,500 cars a month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. You got to check him out, and then that's going to lead us, Dan, into court coming in session. I need you to gavel us in.
I mean, 1 second. I'm going to get court will be in session. But what I want to say about this website, Delivrd, what I appreciate, it has the entire team, and then under each team member, it lists their dream car. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Woody presiding. Counsel, proceed.
Daniel, Tommy Makula catches a lot of heat on his phone calls. One of the things he gets alleged to be most times on his phone calls is a car broker. That he is nothing more than a car broker. Tommy Makula and his team defend the fact that he is not, in fact, a car broker, and that he is just someone working a deal for a client. What says the court?
Well, I am on the Delivrd website, and they self-style themselves Deal Coordinator Support. That is what their titles are. So I'm going to go with that.
So they are just a liaison. They do not reach the threshold of broker.
Well, what do they take? So it's a flat like $1,000. It's not like a contingency fee. So they're not getting a percent of the deal.
It's $1,000. I pay Tommy $1,000. He gets nothing from the dealership. He gets nothing based off the final sales price. He could save me $15,000, or he could save me $1,500. He gets no extra money. It's just $1,000 at time of contract being shaken on and processed.
So I was a little ahead of myself as the honorable presiding. What is the counter argument?
So dealerships say that he is a broker in the fact that when he makes his phone calls, he says, for example, say Tommy's in North Carolina, right? And say the client is located in Arizona. When he calls dealerships, he represents himself as, I'm titling the car. Hey, what's your name for the information? Hey, my name's Tommy McCullough. This is my phone number. Okay, cool. Where would you be titling the car, Tommy? In Arizona. Okay, well, I see you got a North Carolina phone number, and this dealership's in New Mexico. Where are you doing? Oh, well, I'm in Arizona. It's only a 2-hour drive across the line to it. I can get it, blah, blah. Does all of that, gets to the, okay, we've agreed on the price. He goes, okay, my business partner, I'm going to get you in contact with my business partner to finalize the deal. He's the one who's going to be paying for it. You know, I do the operation side of the house. I help him get deals. They think that that's him misrepresenting the situation and that he is brokering the deal instead of just being a friendly negotiator on behalf of the client.
Now, is that in violation of any like state law or business practice? Like what
he maintains the fact that two things. One, he says he has a team of attorneys that he pays. He said most of his expenses monthly are to his attorneys that he maintains. He says that given the fact that, one, the FTC has ruled aggressively on dealerships recently about misrepresenting prices and all the things they lie about, that him as a consumer saying, hey, I'm a professional golfer, or I'm a professional baseball player, or my business partner, that should make no difference in the deliverance of a fair sales price, since MSRP is not binding. And if they were getting preferential treatment based on who he is, that's not fair anyway. So he's protected under that, essentially.
I guess from my standpoint, like what's the difference between me and you going to a dealer and you negotiate on my behalf and then I buy you dinner afterwards?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're like the person's still writing the check.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the dealership says we're going to sell the car for this price, it shouldn't matter.
I see him as the concierge person at the hotel that's getting you maybe into a show or something, you know, that you just give a tip to. Say, hey, I'd like to have tickets to Wicked on the front row, and it's sold out. Can you work me a deal? You know, that's kind of the way I see it.
And what I don't like, what you mentioned, Braxton, is these car dealerships looking at the area code. We're in the military. Like we move all over the place. I have a Massachusetts area code. Of course, when I'm making a call in Tennessee, like, yeah, I'm from Massachusetts, but I'm going to title it in Tennessee. So that's, to me, that is poor logic on the part of the car dealerships. It is kind of like on its face, like when you first brought up like what he was doing, I was like, oh, he's a broker.
I think, you know, I'm on Tommy's side. And the only I've done extensive research now. This has been a rabbit hole I have gone down deeply. And what Tommy has going for him as far as brokers is typically a car broker is an established profession. And essentially for a broker, the way he describes it and the way that he's different is a broker could be hired by the dealership. And the dealership could tell the brokers, like, hey, we have these lease deals going on right now. Like, sell people on these lease deals, a little better rate, a little lower monthly payment. They do it, bada bing, bada boom. Or
That's
or a broker, for example, I'm a broker for Toyota. The guy I'm working for, he wants a new RAV4. He says he wants his payments. He's worried about payments, not out the door price. He wants his payments at $500 a month.
Okay.
Well, I work this deal with Toyota, brokering the deal. We find out that his payments are going to be $410 a month, $90 better. But I already know my client wants the $500 a month, and he's going to accept the deal. So then I restructure the deal, reconfiguring the $90 back into his payment monthly, which is money into my pocket by the restructuring of the broker. So they are benefiting from the sales price of the car. Whereas what Tommy does is, like I said, he takes $1,000 up front. Doesn't matter if he saves you $30,000 on the car or $0 on the car. He only gets $1,000.
What's the issue? Does like states like did they require like do you need like a certificate or a license?
No, if you watch the videos, Dan, which I think after mentioning this to you, you might go down a rabbit hole tonight, and it's a rabbit hole that you will be deeply invested in. I think these salesmen, they feel duped. They feel like they got outgamed, and
I have zero sympathy. Ruling, not a broker.
And I'm telling you, if you are in the car, dude, he's gotten me to the point, Dan, where I'm like looking up. I want to call a dealership and just use his approach to see what price I could get with zero intentions of buying. I cannot wait, knock on wood, 5 years from now when it's time for Kaylee to get a new van, I cannot wait to start shopping for that.
I'm curious, like, does he give his name, like his real name?
He gives his real name, real phone number.
At what point does he get like blackballed by all these car dealerships?
He doesn't. He gets to the point where, all right, he's trying, and he's big on sales price, not rebates, which you'll learn. There's a difference between rebates and sales price. Rebates come from the company, not the dealership. But he's like, hey, I know I got these rebates, but I want $2,800 off the car, off your sales price. They give him $2,800. He says, all right, cool. And they got, the salesman's like, all right, so we got a deal. He's like, hey, man, we got a deal. Let me send this to my business partner. He's the one actually who's going to be titling in his name. He'll get you his driver's license. Boom, boom, boom. Then he hands off to client.
Okay.
And then that's when I think the people are like, yo, what just happened?
I'm excited. I will definitely watch, and we will recap and discuss on the next episode of Woody Lou Sports and You.
I cannot wait to talk to you more about Tommy. It'll probably be tomorrow morning because I'm going to call you and ask you what you think.
And just for the sake of the record, court is adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
you. We're jumping around a lot. Went from sports to Tommy and Delivrd. We're going to jump back to sports. We had this, and I just missed it. I'm a little off my game as a host this evening, thrown off by doing a show on a Saturday night. UFC Freedom 250 on Donald Trump, our president, commander-in-chief's birthday on the White House lawn tomorrow evening. Gentlemen, what do you think about Freedom 250?
So I think the idea that during the World Cup, when we have all of these countries discovering America, discovering Buc-ee's, Waffle House, Wendy's, Frosties, Cracker Barrel, all the stuff. I think the idea that in the middle of the World Cup, on our most sacred infrastructure on the U.S. soil, the White House front lawn, we are hosting hand-to-hand combat. I think at the core of the hand-to-hand combat with the Nitro Circus and Travis Pastrana doing backflips on a dirt bike, right there where the most important decisions in the free world are made, I think that is objectively cool, and I'm for it.
Mr. Haddon?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievably smart. If there's one thing, obviously we're apolitical here in this, I would assume.
Yes.
One thing our current president, is very, very astute at is being a salesman and being someone that is able to come up with these grand events and really put them out to the public. I do feel in his mind it's a way to give back to America, and let's not get it twisted. Him and Mr. White are pretty close buddies. I think that makes a difference as well. But I think you look at it, had it been another sport with other presidents, I think it would have not been an issue either. If maybe President Obama was there and we're playing an NBA game, or something like that, there's no issue. I think the timing of it is impeccable, like Braxton said. I look forward to it. I know there's some pushback here or there from some people, but think it's going to be an unbelievable event. I hope the fights are just as good as what the president's comments are going to be. I can't imagine what he's going to be like. It'll be an entertaining event, we'll just say.
I'm super excited. I think it's a really fun card. I'm not a big UFC guy, but we got some big names. And then the main event is going to be awesome. Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. It's going to be awesome. And I think having the event on the White House lawn, that's such a cool venue. And it's a kind of a throwback to when the White House was real. It was like the people's building, because a little history lesson here. You look way back in time, like the early 19th century, when President Andrew Jackson was elected, his like inauguration party was open to the public, and they were just tapping kegs, drinking, beer, wine, whiskey. Anyone could come in to the White House, and I like that it's an event for the people.
Yeah, it's well documented. Big Bill O'Reilly fan here. Shout out Patsy for providing me a lot of Bill O'Reilly books. But in Killing Lincoln, it talks extensively about how just normal it was, even when Lincoln was president, for the president to return to the White House, and as he's walking to his room, dodging drunken citizens who have gotten drunk at the local bar and wandered into the White House to sleep for the night in the hallway.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of a thing. And because it was the people's building. And, I was getting some tattoos today, and my tattoo artist is a huge UFC fan, and he is largely excited for this. And he was talking about how a lot of his coworkers were asking him how he felt about it, and he was talking about how excited he was and how they were kind of not excited for it. And all I have to say is, I think a lot of the upsetness about it is just because it's Trump doing it. And kind of my approach to how I describe it is, if you like Trump or don't, that's your business. But Trump's not bigger than the country and the flag and the White House and all these things. And kind of like Dad said, if a president that maybe you don't necessarily love their policies, if he has any sporting event as a sport guy, I'm all in. You can't, and so when you combine the White House, which is like the architectural depiction of America, and coincide that with a sport, especially a combat sport, I'm all in, and I'm really excited for it. And there's only one group of people who I think can be upset about this fight, and
Careful,
that is
Braxton.
There's only one group of people who can be upset, and that is the White House landscaping department, because I saw the bill that's being fitted, I think by the UFC, for the reconstruction of the lawn after it gets torn down. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a $750,000 fee/budget for reconstructing the lawn is not going to be light work in any capacity. And I think those guys have a right to be in the meeting when they're discussing and be like, oh my gosh, because they worked hard all year, and just to see that stuff get laid down, they're like, oh my gosh, I've been working so hard on this.
Spin zone, though, that's job creation, right?
And security. You're not getting let go. We're gonna take some time to get this back in order.
No, I think it's all. I mean, if it wasn't for like security considerations, like I think it's awesome having like live sporting events at like monuments or like on the White House lawn. Like I would love if they had like a baseball game on the White House lawn or the mall. Like if you had as like, behind the backstop, the Lincoln Memorial, like how sick would that be?
It's so cool.
To bring a little comedy to this, I do think our administration or the current administration missed an opportunity. I'll be careful here, and we may have to edit this.
We are live, Mr. Hatter. Just to remind you, this is a live show.
How we don't have a Maduro versus the horn guy from.
Wait.
We're here.
Yeah, you're back. No, it cut out just at the punchline of the Maduro joke.
Maduro and Jan 6 protester get pardoned match.
The horn guy. Whoever wins gets pardoned. We fly Maduro back to Venezuela.
Winner goes home. Winner goes home match.
Wait, are you talking about the QAnon shaman?
Yes, yes. He comes out with his horns. He's got his vest on.
Is this like a modern day like Coliseum gladiator like fight to the death?
Absolutely.
We'd have it'd be sanctioned.
Absolutely, Mr. Hatter says.
We'd do physicals. Did you did you see though? Speaking of running into buildings you have no business being in, the walkouts are apparently going through the Oval Office.
No, I did not know that. That's awesome.
That's intel that I got from my tattoo artist, Chris.
Okay.
And he's reputable. He said that the walkouts, they're going to film them. They go through the Oval Office, circling it to get to the lawn. To which then I said, like, can you imagine as an American fighter, like you're an American fighter going through that, the adrenaline in that fight? Like it would have to be just crazy. The adrenaline you'd have walking through that office, going into the cage where you're about to. It has to be a fight to the death. This is the only time where I'm watching the UFC going straight US card. I think regardless of who you prefer, at least for me, I gotta go with the flag in all these fights.
What's interesting is every fight has at least one American, except for the first undercard, Pereira, Gain, Brazil, France. That should have been an American in every fight. That's a miss right there. But I think that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're taking family photos around when the card kind of starts, but I think we'll be home in time for the majority of it. So I cannot wait. And
I've been enjoying Paramount Plus getting the UFC contract, and you don't have to pay any. It's not like ESPN Plus, like pay for the fight. Like if you get Paramount Plus, you automatically get the fight.
Well, last night, let me tell you, we're sitting on the couch, and I'm on DirecTV. My dad has DirecTV, and I see on like 105 it says, the White House fight, and it says like you must have Paramount Plus and Showtime to watch. And Dad's like, go to Paramount Plus. I got that. And my mom's like, we don't have that. And he's like, yeah, we do. She's like, no, we don't. Like, we never watch it. I've never even seen this app. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure we got it. Dude has Paramount Plus with Showtime, and like we're just going to find it, and just all these shows, and Mom's just like, we have all these shows, and we're just paying for it, don't even know it, having watched it.
Bar Rescue that's the reason we got Paramount Plus.
I'm still big, Mr. Hatter, on yard sale rescue. I think that there's a market for yard sale rescue.
Yes, and maybe we get so big that we bring Tommy on to do some like, hey, I'm going to give you $3.25 for your clothes hamper with clothes in it. Like we would negotiate some stuff. Absolutely.
I think we got to bring in the Tradio guys to do like the yard sale, like the recon, like how like John Taffer sends in the people to do the bar recon.
Well, Delivrd is the closest thing you're getting to Tradio in 2026.
That's correct. 100%. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't get off Tommy. Some of these salesmen he talks to, you're like, they don't want to eat this month. The way they're trying to talk to this guy, like they're okay starving to death instead of selling a car.
I'm excited. Now, pivoting a little bit from UFC Freedom 250, this was a conversation that I was listening to on my Boston sports radio 98.5, the Sports Hub, the like basically 24/7 radio station, local sports, and they were talking about like bucket list like sporting events, and does UFC like Freedom 250 fall on that? Now, my question for you gentlemen is what are your bucket list sporting events?
Well, I don't know if you saw. So I guess they're doing a watch party open to 85,000 people, like the Zach Brown band for the UFC fights, and then like on location. It's VIP only, with the rest being active duty military, which I think is awesome, as long as you're within height weight standards. So
they tape you
as you go in, you get tape tested, and actually tape's not allowed. You have to pass the regular; they're not gonna let you in. But and they can check an AFT card. She got 80 in each event. Anyway, I'll tell you this: it's not a bucket list, but I think being on that lawn with the band and all, just like the America, that would be so much fun. Like I would have so much pride. It'd be anyway. As far as sports bucket list, Dan, we've already hit on mine. My bucket list is to watch Kentucky Wildcats play in Pasadena, California, because not only is it the game, it would be. I'm big on the parade. I love the parade. I can't miss the parade. So I'd be there for the parade. It'd be the whole thing, and my daughters would love it. So there's one for me. Two would be Kentucky in the SEC championship. And if I had to do a third, it would be getting to watch the Braves win a World Series in person. So whatever game that is, if you could plot me into that game, if they actually clinch it, that'd be my third.
So that's mine. Red Sox Game 7, Fenway Park, World Series.
Yeah. Mine is a little bit different. I would love, and those would be items I would check off. But I think number one for me would be the whole week in Omaha. I'd like to be at the College World Series from start to finish. That would be one. And it's embarrassing to say as a Kentuckian, but I want to get Mrs. Hatter to this event, and that's the Kentucky Derby in a nice box seat to watch that. That would be number two. And then oddly enough, a weird one for me, number three would be to have a nice bass boat and go watch the Bassmasters
Classic.
Bassmasters Classic, the first one of the year. So those three would be mine.
I like that. That's awesome.
If I'd have an honorable mention, and this one's definitely feasible, before I die, and I hope Kaylee's listening, I want to go to the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
There's no reason we can't. It's accessible. It's not overly expensive. I would like to go to the Daytona 500.
And I'm happy you brought up the College World Series and Omaha because we are going head-to-head against them fairly soon. Texas, Georgia, in Omaha. Just gotta love Woody Lou's Sports and You going live with these major national sporting events and international with the World Cup.
Yeah, we're not afraid of anybody.
We're not scared.
No, we're not scared. That's right.
We got to watch the Citadel play in the regional down in Georgia Tech, and got to watch Oklahoma and the number 99 that Cade Rocker, whatever his name is, got to see him pitch. And ironically enough, Oklahoma played very poorly until about the fourth inning against Citadel in the elimination game to go to the championship, and they have hit a stride that we did not foresee ever since. But the Citadel played them really close in the first game. Georgia Tech, they were the 2 seed. I can tell you why they were the 2 seed, Dan, because in their stadium, if you hit a routine pop fly, it is a home run.
Sounds like Fenway Park.
I've never seen a ball fly. Like you hit it in on the hands, and it looks like it's gonna be a 250 fly out, and it's a 400 ball. So it was wild.
Now I'm happy you brought up you guys going to the Super Regional in Atlanta. Mr. Matt Hatter, I would like to press you on your assigned seating and reservations and kicking out the Citadel. Was it the 1990 or 90? What was it? 94 World Series team?
That's correct. 1999 World Series team. Your ticket
90.
Sorry.
90.
Your ticket has a row.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the ticket
and a seat number for a reason. Right?
For a reason.
If they did not want that on there, it would say general admission seating.
GA.
I pay for a service. I expect the service. I want where I said I'm supposed to sit. They want to come up with these willy-nilly rules. Why don't I just go on the field and watch the game? I mean, there's no stopping it. Where does it stop? I'm out there umpiring, calling balls and strikes. I'm calling timeout, pulling pitchers off the mound. There is no reason for anybody to be college educated at these events not to sit in their assigned seat.
Okay. So
would you go remove Adam Sandler from his seat? No, listen, I played at Kentucky.
No, I'll say this. I agree with what he's saying about your seat is your seat that you pay for.
Yes.
There's a financial transaction that provides you the seat.
Yes.
But context is serious here. and this is just the best part. I understand what he's saying when it comes to the first pitch, or at least I'll give him national anthem. But my favorite part about this is the tarp is still on the field. We're an hour from first pitch, and he's like, there's people in our seats. I'm like, well, Dad, the game don't start till 50 minutes. The whole place is wide open.
I got a problem with that.
That's like they could hang out until at least the national anthem. I think national anthem's the cutoff. It's like, all right, dude, you got to find your seat. But I appreciate the fact that tarp was still on the field. the pitchers haven't even got their uniforms on yet, and he's like, "You gotta go. You gotta leave."
Here's how serious I take it, Woody, is that my son, who I know I won't see, once they move PCS for a while, was literally within 20 feet of me in another section. And Mrs. Hatter's like, there's nobody over there. Do you want to go sit beside Braxton?
No.
I was like, I don't have an assigned seat there. Like, I can look at him. We can do our head nods. He knows what I'm saying. I know what he says.
But you also lose a lot of leverage once you kick people out, and then you go to seats that now they know.
Oh, you've lost. Yeah, no, you can't do that. All credibility is gone.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, to me, there's nothing. I would honestly get a reservation at McDonald's if they would take them. I think that's the way society should be. I'm a reservation. I'm a yeah.
Dan, no joke. There we were. We're with my dad's best friend, childhood best friend, right? And he's like, and this guy does it big. This guy doesn't know small. He has to do it big.
Gotcha.
And he's like, let's go to a Reds game. I don't even know who the Reds were playing. But that's not. I only remember
over by the time we got there.
I only remember one thing from this story. He's like, let's go to the Reds game. So we're driving up. Time now is probably 2.5 hours from first pitch. And he's like, let's go eat. And Dad's like, yeah, I guess we could grab something quick, before the game. That turns into Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
So we go to the Cheesecake Factory.
That's an interesting pregame choice.
So we're at Cheesecake Factory with probably a party of eight-ish. And I'll never forget, we're probably, an hour from first pitch. And, we've all eaten. And I can tell in my dad's mind, he's like, all right, now it's time to – we got an hour.
Tapping the foot.
Then he starts asking for, cheesecake samples to decide which cheesecake the guy's going to order.
Doesn't even look at the dessert menu. He wants samples
His
first.
face is as red as the S in Woody Lou Sports and You. And he is beside – the guy orders cheesecake. I'll never forget the sprint as, we're walking into the Great American Ballpark, and you can hear the national anthem. And he is beyond –
It's got to be his seat that he paid for.
I am notorious. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't go to the concession stand or anything prior to scouting and getting to your seat. Once you get there, set up 360, then you can send out your elements to go get your class 4, whatever you need. We ain't got time for doing all this stuff.
Now, I'll also say this.
I like that.
I'll say this about his loyalty. He is loyal, and he is big into seat structure. So there we were. I was probably in, what grade was I in? I don't even know. Not third, not second, maybe first grade. I don't know. I was young. First grade-ish is when Barry Bonds was chasing home run record.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing it in St. Louis. They were playing on a Tuesday. And I think he was a home run or 2 away from breaking the record. And he pulls me out of school. It was a day game. Is me, him, and one of his work buddies. He had 3 tickets. We drive to St. Louis, make a 2.5-hour drive. While we find our seats, which I don't even remember where the seats were. I guess they were upper deck, maybe.
Yeah.
We're down there getting food, just me and Dad, not the third guy. And this guy approaches us hey, I have to leave the game. I have 2, right behind the dugout tickets if y'all want them. And we could have been, right behind the dugout watching Barry Bonds chase home run record.
Nope.
But if he didn't have a third ticket, it was a nope. Can't do it. So that's a good lesson in
It's
life.
loyal.
Can't break up the party. You know what I'm saying? We had what we had, and that's the way it goes.
And that's better than him allowing me to get hit in the manhood area at a St. Louis Cardinals game and then being bruised.
Yeah, that was not a good day.
I have an impromptu fair or foul prompted by this conversation. Now, what would you say if someone were to buy a ticket, a seat? So I have my box, my row, my seat number, but I never go to that seat and I sit on the rail. So this is at Nashville Sound. And there's the third base side is a big patio area.
So you basically hold on. They got a ticket. It has a seat, has a row, and you go sit into basically a general admission area. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Fair.
Absolutely not.
You downgraded. It's fair.
It doesn't. No. What happens? imagine foul ball comes into. I'm trying to get a foul ball for my son, and then you got a person that ain't supposed to be in the area grabs it. You got a situation.
You're taking up air that you're not allocated.
That's right.
You were not allocated that airspace.
So I bought a ticket. I think I still fall into the bucket of general admission.
Once again, you have a row, a seat, a section.
That's where you should be.
If you go to general admission, why stop there? Go down to the dugout. Give signs during the game.
So at what point in a game are you allowed to move down?
There is no moving down.
At no point in the game are you allowed to move down.
Me and you, Mrs. Hatter, had season tickets to Kentucky football, and we lost some bad ones. Think about me, you, and Miss Kaylee sit up there in the snow. We were getting against Charlotte. It was snowing, cold. There wasn't 10 people down in the first section, and they were like, "You want to move down?" Mm-mm. Nope, we're going to be up here in the cold, getting snowed on. It's a scourge on society when people don't.
I'm a scourge.
You might as well not even put your cart back in the cart thing that after you go shopping.
Stop registering your vehicle to stop doing everything society asks you to do.
Yeah.
This is the first step towards pure anarchy.
Yeah.
There's no reason to, like I said, what's to stop you from going on the field?
It's a gateway drug.
Put pine tar on the bat.
I wouldn't mind taking some swings at the sound game.
Well, sounds like if you buy a ticket, you can.
That's all you got to do there. It sounds like it's just every man for himself. Wild Wild West there. Wide earth, just roaming the streets.
I'm happy Braxton said it was fair.
I think
We both said it was foul. I'm gonna feel real bad.
I think the downgrade is fair because if, in theory, if someone was to get mad at you, you could say, "Hey, dude, here's this awesome ticket I have that's better than where we currently are. If you want to take that, since you're upset about it."
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Braxton, before we get, we're about the hour mark. I want to give you the floor. You have a big announcement.
Yes, Dan, I do. Speaking of Tommy Makula from Delivrd, I had a revelation.
Sure.
I can retire in 13 years. And I can retire with full military honors, the paycheck, the VA, all the things.
Health.
But I got a problem.
Okay.
I will have a 14-year-old, 16-year-old, and an 18-year-old.
Yes.
So I'm not out of the woods yet. No one's walking down the aisle getting handed off. There's no handover happening. Now, my retirement and stuff, that'll be a pretty good, chunk of change for retirement. But I still got to supplement that for all the three girls. So I need a job, Dan.
Yes.
And, I have a degree in criminal justice. My master's track right now is criminal justice. And I don't think my 42-year-old body is going to be working the streets of Lubbock.
Lubbock.
That's just a city. And so I need a job. So I'm going to need a job. And I need a job to where it doesn't matter where we live. We want to live in Florida. We want the in-ground pool. I need an in-ground pool. I need Florida.
You got to watch out for gators, that in-ground pool.
Watch out for gators. But I need an in-ground pool and I need Florida. So I started looking and I was like, what do I like? I was like, well, I can't stop watching Tommy Makula. And I'm one of those people where I see people that are bad at something and think how much better I could do it. And these salespeople suck, Dan. And I was thinking, what would be good for me? And I love cars. I love buying cars. I have more experience than a 29-year-old should in buying cars. I'm going to be a car salesman, Dan.
That's pretty good.
I've always wanted a BMW, and that's going to be my retirement gift to me is a BMW, finally. I almost had a BMW that decided to put all the oil in Dad's driveway the night he was about to buy it for me.
Oh, no.
Burn more oil than gas.
I almost had my BMW, and then it was one of those, we were at the dealership, and it was late at night, so they let you drive it home before you sign the papers the next day.
Yeah.
So I went home in a BMW, black BMW. It was so awesome. I loved it. Loved it. And I thought, I went to bed that night at 16 or 15, whatever I was, thinking, I got a BMW. And then Dad wakes up for PT the next day, and there's oil just covered the driveway. And he had to break the news to me that I would not, in fact, be getting that BMW. That
must have been devastating. How old were you?
I think I was about to turn 16, 15-ish. Because in Alabama, you got your permit at 15. You got your full, no restrictions license at 16. Anyway, so I have an affinity for BMWs. I'm still chasing that dragon.
Yeah. Nah, I think that'd be a great job. You'd be a great car
So
salesman.
I've decided that I'm going to start out as an on the floor salesman at the Fort Walton Beach BMW. And I anticipate finding myself retiring again at the age of 62 as the general sales manager at that BMW location.
I think it's a very reasonable, admirable goal, Braxton. That's awesome. You're going to be like Kenny Powers, selling cars and having your own talk show.
Kenny Schaefer, BMW. Kenny Schaefer. Or not Kenny, no, Ashley Schaefer.
Ashley Schaefer.
Get in the ribs.
All right. Here's my retort to that. Good. I think he would do a good job. The problem he would have is that Saturday. When he has to work on that Saturday.
yeah.
I've already covered. Now hold on. I've already covered this with my.
Hey, let the header finish.
Saturdays, you got college football, right? You're going to be down in Florida. You're going to be sitting at the pool. Are you going to want to drive into Ashley BMW, and then maybe Tommy McCula call you wanting to, a new car?
And I'm glad he brings this up, Dan, because Kaylee and I, she's made a habit, and I love this habit. And every morning after PT when I shower, Kaylee joins me in the bathroom.
I was like, whoa, this is a family show, Braxton. What is whoa?
And Gigi's there too. It's all above board. And I was telling her my plans, and this is what I said was Saturdays got brought up because if I'm already retired from 20 years of military service, presumably as a lieutenant colonel, like I'm past Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be uppity. I'm past Saturdays. And I told her, I said, and here's the thing, we got to remember that I'm applying to be a salesman. And before you get hired, any type of hiring process at its core is a negotiation between the employer and the prospective employee. And what I have proposed is I will apply for this job in the summer months, i.e. May, and I will provide them 3 months of Saturdays. I will work May, June, July, or June, July, August, Saturdays. Labor Day will be my cutoff where I will no longer work Saturdays. And the reason is going to be because the people that I am selling vehicles to, they also enjoy their Saturdays. I will generate enough business to where I don't have to work Saturdays. It's not that I need to work. I will not have to work Saturdays. Me working Saturdays will take money away from the dealership, and it's not fair to them if I do work that Saturday.
Here's what I'm going to say. That's like the elder saying, "I'll be your preacher except on Sundays from September through because I like no chance in France."
I'm going to give them 3 months. And here's the thing I liked about the BMW place I applied to. I did start the application process to get the recon. It's
14 years, 14 year in advance.
13. It's important because it matters.
We're leaving up that MedBoard process.
Part of the application process for my Fort Walton Beach location, where I will be the general sales manager by age of 62, it asks you, after it asks your name, if you are a U.S. citizen, it asks, what's your desired yearly salary? So I know that they care about business and they care about making money, which I do too. So their values are in line with mine. I'm going to tell them how much I will, and whatever number I give them will be my minimal making. And I'm going to tell them, I think the real question here is, what do you guys cap my commission out? Because whatever the commission cap is what my yearly salary is going to be. So you guys can calculate that more easily than I can, because I don't understand what your commission cap is. But I can tell you that I'm going to move all the cars. And here's the thing, Dan. I told Kaylee this too. Like I said, I'm going to have 18, 16, and 14-year-old. So presumably Elliot will already have a car at 18. I'm going to have 2 kids in the market for cars. There's 2 cars sold. Boom.
Yeah.
Am I the one paying for them? Yeah. But there's 2 cars sold. And you don't think I'm going to be pushing Beamers and whatever awesome certified pre-owned vehicles we have to all of their friends and their parents?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to bring a network. And the thing about BMW is BMW is the most proud veteran active duty supporting dealership on this soil. And I'm going to be a veteran of the United States Army. I'm going to be near a Navy base, I believe, or Army base too, a joint base. I will be getting these young gentlemen and women who serve our country into cars as well as the private school kids that my daughters are going to school with. I'm going to be pushing cars. They will not. I'm going to tell them when they hire me. I'm going to say, now I need you to know you're going to have an inventory problem because I'm going to sell them before I can see them. Transit, on ground, getting created, they're sold. You're not ever going to see a car at this dealership because they are all sold, and they're going to be dreams that I am putting in driveways every single day.
And for all our listeners on the YouTubes and Spotify, that is no official endorsement of a non-federal entity from Braxton Lewis, nor the Department of War.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
That's why we got you.
Listen,
Dan, I cannot wait to sell you, Dan, your first BMW in 13 years.
It'd be sick to have a BMW.
It would be sick, right? How sick is that?
here's what's going to happen. That he'll be like, I'm done with it. His first Saturday he works, he's going to be with some 45-year-old.
Oh, they're back.
All right.
Dude, Mad Hatter keeps trying to cook, and you keep going off air, dude.
I think he's afraid of what I'm going to say. You there?
Yep.
Okay. He's going to be working a deal on a Saturday that Kentucky, Alabama, Elliot or one of the girls have a soccer, softball, dance recital.
Wouldn't miss it.
What match? He's going to be working this deal, and at the last minute, some guy that he thinks is the not very good gentleman is going to pull the plug on it, and that'll put him in a tailspin, and that'll be the wrap of that.
Dan, instead of talking about the what ifs, I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. I'm going to get you in a brand new X7. And you know what I'm going to do for you, Dan, as you're making all your money up there in Boston? And if you obviously will be planning a relocation to Florida to be closer to me.
Well, I'm going to do 6 months in a day in Florida. Like, that's going to happen.
Yeah. But what I'll tell you is, Dan, if you have a primary residence, you want to register this vehicle in Massachusetts, and it's off season, maybe, and you're not in Florida yet, I'll pay for shipping of that vehicle up to you, Daniel.
I'm going to hold you to that.
All right.
That's fantastic. Well, that's a super exciting and fun announcement. I think that's a very realistic post-Army employment and goal to be general manager.
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you said general manager because I would like to think with my military experience, just getting the sales job shouldn't be too difficult. That might be a very humbling experience if I, in fact, was not hired because I have been denied by Lowe's before, and that still hurts.
I got denied by Dave & Buster's. It was very disappointing.
Yes. So, but my aspirations are to become the general sales manager and be the guy. But I'll tell you this, Dan, not only is it an announcement, I have already Grok AI'd my 13-year plan, which is giving me a year-by-year step of the stepping stones and the milestones and the gates in which I need to accomplish in order to, on the 13th year, the day I get my DU-214 in hand and I am no longer in the United States Army, how I begin this. Well, I've already begun it today. It's already started. But 13 years from now, when I first walk through that door in my beautiful black polo, my beautiful black alligator belt with my slacks and my awesome black on clouds, gonna be on my feet, moving and grooving, just making deals. I know what I need to do. I'm going to know every insurance, every coverage, warranty covered by BMW, and I'm going to ensure that every customer's experience is phenomenal from the time that they decide they want to even look at a BMW until that dream is in their driveway and they're driving that to their next family vacation. They are covered by BMW's best warranty and guarantees. It's going to be a phenomenal experience, and there's going to be no better experience, and I cannot wait to see the smiles on these customers' faces, Dan.
And what are you wearing for headgear? I picture you in a white BMW visor.
So, Dan, I'm glad you brought that up. I told Kaylee this in the shower as well. I would be bald.
I still don't understand this whole shower thing.
We love each other, and I'll tell you this, Dan. I'm bald already, so I'll be bald then too, unless money starts flowing and I find myself in Turkey one off season. But if I don't find myself in Turkey and I'm still follically challenged, I'm going to wear a hat because I'm in Florida and I don't want to risk the melanoma. And I can already tell you what I'm going to wear, Dan, because my uniform is already the black polo, the black belt with like the white kind of white
You're
off.
like Gary Player.
White off cream slacks. I'm not like Gary Player. And my black on clouds. I'm going to have a dark gray mesh back, black front trucker hat. BMW on like the right side. And it's going to be the logo. And then on this side, BMW of somewhere in here. And the thing about me, Dan, is I'm going out of pocket. I'm reaping into my disability benefit, bucket of money here. You buy a BMW or any used car from me, you're going to have that beautiful hat on your dash waiting for you to put on and wear just like your salesman.
I would buy a BMW if I got that hat.
Yeah, there you go. No one loves a hat. You just spent $45,000 to get a hat. That's how I see it.
Golf cart, yes or no?
Golf cart.
Are you driving the golf cart around?
No, I'm moving and grooving.
You're walking.
Knee is good by then, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. It's 900 degrees on a Saturday in July.
But you don't want to know.
In Florida.
I'm going to have Callaway Blue water. I'm going to have premier water for my customers, premier sodas. It's going to be cold. And then Kaylee tried to combat me. She said, no, Braxton, if you're just a salesman, I don't know if you're going to have this office. You're just going to have a little cubicle or a little table.
She's right.
I said, I don't need a space. Because when you come to my dealership, you're at home. The whole dealership is your home, and I am selling you this car, and you're going to have any amenity or any type of thing that's going to make you happy is going to be available to you, and I will see to it from the time that you walk in the doors until you drive away in that BMW 3 Series that you just had to have, and I needed you to have it because I know that's going to change your life and your perspective on life once you drive off in it.
I feel like this segment, Braxton is going to cut and then send to BMW as part of his video interview. I think that's what all this was about.
No, I can't help the fact that people deserve to drive cars that they've worked hard for, and it's my job to see to it that we make sure that that budget is allocated properly and that the BMW logo and the stigma that comes with it is not a barrier in getting that into their garage.
Now, I love Miss Patsy here in the chat, setting goals very high for you, Braxton, her grandson. You might own the dealership and set your own hours.
Now, Dan, I'll tell you this, Dan.
Give my hand grenade.
Sometimes I might say, my memo is over embellishing my capabilities. But I'm telling you, Dan, I would not. I did my research on the Fort Walton branch, and they're veteran owned. So what that tells me is they're looking for someone who can see the big picture. And I am being groomed every day that I go to work to see the big picture. I'm looking past today. I'm not worried about today. I'm not worried about that car I'm selling you right now. I'm worried about that car I'm going to sell you in 6 years.
The next
I'm
96
worried about
hours.
that warranty I'm going to have you covered in 2 days. So I see the big picture. And is there the potential for the owner to see the potential that I have and maybe, hey, he's about to retire. He sees a fresh chicken at the age of 49 who's really taken this thing headstrong in the last 7 years. And maybe it's time to hand the reins off to him. And then I leverage that dealership and am able to open new locations across the Southeast. I don't think that's crazy, Dan.
No, I appreciate your passion. I think this is something that's going to work out for you. I would just be careful because the Fort Walton, Florida BMW dealership might be thinking that Braxton Lewis is attempting a coup d'etat.
I'm a team player. I'm loyal. You know that, and you cannot
know that.
I will be loyal to Fort Walton Beach BMW until the day that I am expanding it to new locations across the Panhandle of Florida.
That was great. No, I'm excited for you. That's awesome. So we're at the hour 19 mark, Braxton. I know we have the WWE Attitude Era bracket that you made. I think we might shelf this for next episode. What are your thoughts?
That's fine. I did want to talk about your reunion for a second.
Yes. Okay, yeah, sure. We never recap that.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
First question is, I didn't think about this till after the fact. Why was your reunion not during homecoming, like during the fall? Why was this a summer reunion?
It's Notre Dame Alumni Association does every spring. So for my year, it will always be the class ending in 6 and 1 will be the classes that come back. So it's just something they do every single year.
Now, was like Dr. Cashman there? Like who's the who's who?
Who's who? The finest orthopedic surgeon in the Charleston area. He was not there.
He gets plenty of my money.
He could have afforded the plane ticket out here.
I guarantee he could have.
I know that. No, I believe he went to the memorial tournament at Muirfield. He was
I
there.
guarantee he did. Yeah, boy. My deductible says I guarantee he did. My poor wife's got debilitating necks and knees, and 3 minutes of shots, boys. I tell you what. Never mind. He's great.
Yeah, no, but I had some good buddies that were there. It was a lighter turnout than I expected, but I think being the 15-year reunion, a lot of my classmates have young kids, so it was tough to get away for the weekend. And then a really good friend is actually she's getting married right now. So I know a lot of my closest friends are attending her wedding in California this weekend. So it was tough to do back-to-back trips.
Now, speaking of her who is getting married, were there any hers who are not getting married and do not have the prospect of getting married that you were able to rekindle any type of flames that maybe started out in the library on this 15-year reunion?
The library. I did spend a lot of time at the library at Notre Dame. No, there weren't really any prospects.
Here's what I'd like to know, just for my edification. What did say your first semester, senior year, what did a normal Wednesday look for Mr. Woody?
Wednesday? That's a good question. So I was a part-time student my senior year, and I was really just writing my capstone paper, my thesis paper. So I would maybe have like a class in the morning, then be in the library till probably like dinner time, like 6:30. Then I would come home to the house with my 5 roommates, Dr. Cash included. And
that's what already started then.
Yeah, we would go to a bar, go to dinner.
Okay.
I think you spent more time on that Wednesday in the library than I did my whole 4 years in college.
I spent way too much time.
The only time I went to the library was whenever Kaylee was in town, and that's the one place I could meet her, and she'd bring me Chick-fil-A. I think that was once.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Dan, and this is the bone I had to pick with you.
Okay.
And I don't know if you did it, so I'm not going to be too aggressive. But your first day there, I was at work, and you know how service is at work. And you send me pictures of hats,
Yes.
Notre Dame hat. And I was fired up.
Yes. Yeah, you saw the hat zone at the
You
Ham's
sent me a
Notre Dame
picture of
bookstore.
the hat zone, which absolutely rocks, by the way. I said, hey, I like this one. And you said, hey, this was just, what'd you call it? It was a pre-deployment, like terrain walk.
Yeah. PDSS.
Is a PDF, pre-deployment, whatever thing. Did I get a hat?
Pre-deployment site survey.
Site survey. That's what it is. Did I get a hat,
survey.
Dan?
Yeah. I need what's like, so I didn't know, am I sending it to Fort Stewart or to Fort Knox? Like, when do you PCS?
I think, in all fairness, if you live on air right now, commit to providing me a housewarming gift in August and coming up and seeing me, then that would make the most sense.
Oh, let's do that.
We'll save on shipping.
Yeah.
Now, did I get the fitted hat?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No. I got you the 47. I got you what you said.
Did the fitted hat say Irish on the back?
No.
Or did it have the clover?
I don't think it has either.
Okay, I asked that question. I didn't get feedback, so I was still curious.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, I got you. I got you the first hat. The just no white trim, the solid gold. 47.
Dan, I love you so much. I could kiss you.
And as you can see, Dan, the hat doesn't matter. He this needs to be one of y'all's whole episodes.
Dan got me this beautiful hat. Dan, thank you so much. And that's a true friend right there.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to wear that when I support my Irish whenever Kentucky's not playing, which I know the Irish play a lot of day games and most of Kentucky's games are night games. So I'll be able to transition smoothly with no controversy to my Notre Dame hat during the day to my Kentucky hat at night. And I'm so thankful for that, Daniel.
And I'm sure.
And I get to cheer on my former Irish quarterback, Kenny Minchie, as he wins games for the Wildcats.
And as you can, once again, this needs to be a whole episode with his teams. And, we go back to the salesman, BMW. Mercedes would offer him a 10,000 more. He'd be saying the same thing about Mercedes. Man's got a Hornets hat on, loves the Magic. I don't know what's going on. Notre Dame's his number 2 team. He's been to one Catholic church that I know of in his life. And here we are.
That's more than 0. And I'll tell you this, Dan. Let me tell you this. The hat zone rocks. And
That zone is sick.
if I thought I was on the fence of being a Notre Dame fan, seeing that they have a hat zone, over the edge. Completely put me on that side. If your bookstore has a neon light sign that says the hat zone, I'm all in. Now let me say this, Dan. We go today. I had to go to the bookstore here at Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Clark Hall to the ATM to get cash out today. And I walk in our book.
They're back.
Are we on air?
Yes.
Are we live?
Yes.
No, you're froze with your hand up.
You're back.
Are we back?
Yep.
All right. So I had to go to Mark Clark Hall, which is the building which houses our bookstore, right?
Yes.
And I showed Kaylee this today. Our bookstore, where the books are actually at, Dan. Kaylee, correct me if I'm wrong. No more than 500 square feet of books that houses the whole Citadel undergrad book population. It's very small. But my freshman year, so they've redone the bookstore. I think it was my junior year they redid the bookstore to what it is currently. Now, my freshman year, they even sold tobacco in my bookstore.
Really?
And yes, but I was, as a knob, as a freshman at the Citadel, I could not buy the tobacco for myself because of unspoken rules. So I made many a run to Mark Clark Hall to buy tobacco for my upperclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's school is what it is. But anyway, I go in there today with the thought of the hat zone in my mind. And Kaylee can correct me if I'm wrong. They had about a 5x10 section of hats, and the hats were terrible, Dan. Hats were terrible.
It's terrible.
And what I don't understand about Citadel is they changed the logo from Spike and then the Power C to now it's the Power C with the star. But here's the problem, Dan. Unless it's the baseball hat, which they don't have the camouflage one, which bothers me beyond belief, you can't just get a hat with the Power C. Every hat they have has the Power C, and under it, it says the Citadel, which is like overkill. I
don't need that.
I don't need that. So we go back, and we were looking at dog leashes and stuff for smoke, and I see a clearance rack in the very back. And Dan, what do I see? But a
Power
Charlotte
C?
Hornets Citadel connection hat. And if you don't know this, the Charlotte Hornets did their summer offseason training at McAllister Fieldhouse, not 10 feet from me, where I've also put up shots at various times at night. It was on clearance for $19. So, and I am getting hate from my father for being a guy who likes sports, who purchased an on clearance hat of an NBA franchise in powder blue, Citadel blue, with the Power C on the side. Is that fair or foul? Because he thinks it's just beyond foul.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question, Mr. Dan. If you had a Notre Dame on the side and it had a New York Yankees on the front, would you buy it?
That's
Absolutely
different.
not.
That doesn't count.
Well, it doesn't count.
I don't have any beef with
Hold on.
I have no
baseball
beef
team,
with the Hornets.
His baseball team's a red. You got a
The
NBA
Magic,
team.
the Magic and the Hornets don't hate each other. Okay, Dan, I'll ask you this. No, okay, this is not even a fair question though, because this is what I told my dad. The Citadel is an FCS school. So if you ever see a professional level team, NFL, NBA, MLB, with an FCS college on the side, how is that not an automatic purchase?
It is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right? Would you be more okay? And this is why
I would prefer if it were like reverse, like you had the Power C and
With
then
the
the
Hornets.
Hornet was on the side.
But-
that would be much more acceptable.
And you know my hat collection. I think we're probably in the 90s.
What are we at now? We're at 90?
We're at 90 something. I have a blue Atlanta Braves and UK hat, and now I have a baby blue, Citadel blue, Charlotte Hornets, and Citadel hat. How do you? It's $19.
$19
What are you
is hard
talking
to turn down.
So, and I'm just getting so much flack for supporting my small college on the banks of the Ashley River.
That's
It's
because
ridiculous.
we don't know from Monday to Sunday what teams he supports.
So in my truck right now, Dan, this is what I told Dad. I have these hats in my truck currently. I have the Charlotte Hornets hat,
Charlotte Hornets.
Las Vegas Knights, Georgia Tech,
Goodness.
awesome hat I bought, Alabama Crimson Tide, and Woody Lou Sports and You hat. So that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good fivesome.
Got to support the brand. I appreciate you supporting the brand at the House of Mouse.
Disney World. Yeah. Oh, I had a time at the House of Mouse, Daniel.
Anyone ask you about it?
Not on the show. I almost got in a fight with a man, an older man.
Oh, that's a good. We're gonna put a pin in it, and we'll bring that up on episode 39. Are we on 30? Yeah, 39 of Woody Lou Sports and You. Mr. Mad Hatter himself, as always, thank you for guest appearing on our show. Always a pleasure, always a hoot. And to our award-winning listeners, producer Kaylee, Miss Amy Lewis, Miss Patsy, thank you as always for contributing in the chat. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I just want to thank both y'all for the opportunity to get back on the airways with you guys. It's always a great time to visit and to talk everything Woody Lou Sports and You.
Braxton?
I got 2 words for you. Sting 'em.
Goodness.
Damn. With that, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, download. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday night and enjoy UFC Freedom 250 tomorrow night. Enjoy.